Welcome to the Tulsa City County Library's presentation of the African American Heritage Bowl. I am Adrienne Teague, and I'm the teen librarian at Rudisill Regional Library. I will be the facilitator for the bowl today, and with me is Alicia Latimer, who is the coordinator of the African American Resource Center. Alicia.
Hello, everybody. The African American Resource Center is very pleased that we have been studying the 1921 Race Massacre. We have been offering the African American Heritage Bowl since 1994, which is 27 years. So we're very excited to have you here. I will join with you in between your breaks to provide exciting information about what is coming up with the library and maybe a couple of little non-1921 related trivia questions just to check your Black heritage knowledge because this is African American History Month. So we thank you for being here. I do want you to know that the quiz book that you're studying was prepared by two members of the 1921 Race Massacre Centennial Commission. That is Dr. Vivian Clark Adams and Mr. Jimmy White. And I myself was not part of the commission, but the library put together the booklet that you studied. So we're very excited to know that we're furthering the knowledge of all persons about what happened in 1921. And with that, Adrienne, take it away.
All right. We are pleased to recognize, this year we join with the Centennial Commission, WPX Energy, the Tulsa Library Trust, and the Tulsa County Library in commemorating the tragic events of the Tulsa Race Massacre from May 31st to June 1st of 1921 right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's what all of this is about. Your whole study guide is about that situation and what happened there and then. Here and then. Okay, we're going to talk about what's going to happen today. All right, so we have 4 players to a team. No one may answer the questions out loud. This includes participants, coaches, and observers. Any questions answered out loud will be thrown out. If any one person says more than one answer out loud, they will be removed from the Zoom call. All teams will receive the questions at the same time. After all players have answered the questions or the 30-second time limit has run out, some of the correct answers will be displayed. Do not be concerned if the answer that you answered is not on the correct answers list. Kahoot will mark any answer that's not spelled absolutely correctly as wrong, but I will go through each answer after the round and correct it. Like if you got the right answer but you spelled it wrong, I will mark it as correct. There was a question earlier about full names. If you only use half the name, you'll get half the points. Here, I'm going to put these up on a so you can see what I'm saying. The Kahoot game is not the scorekeeper, so don't be alarmed by the app's scoring. We will be scoring the game ourselves to make sure we get every partially correct answer as well as correct answer spelled wrong. I will add the players' scores from each team to create the team point score. Correct answers are worth 10 points. Partially correct answers are worth 5 points. At the end of each round, the answers will be scored and the scores will be displayed. At that point, you can ask about particular answers and see if they were scored as correct. Don't ask about the answers during the gameplay. Once the round starts, it must be played through to the end of the round. Okay, now if you haven't done this already, go to kahoot.it on your browser. When it asks for your nickname, put in your school name and then your first name. So if I was playing for Nathan Hale, I would be Hale Adrian. This will make it easier to compile team scores from the personal scores. There will be 2 rounds. Each round will have 20 questions. Each question will have 30 seconds in which to type in your answer. If there is a tie at the end of the second round with all the total scores, there will be a sudden death overtime round. The team that answers the question correctly wins. Okay, while we start playing, keep your screen muted, turn off your mics, mute yourself, do what you need to do. Away we go. You will have 30 seconds to type in the answer to each question. All of these questions came directly from the study guide. So let's go.
I want to tell you about something else that's coming up with the library. Um, we've got a book coming, an author coming up named Myra Jacob on Thursday, March 18th, and she's going to discuss a book called Good Talk. And it examines the conversations we have about race, sexuality, and love with insight, humor, and heart. There'll be a Q&A, and you can register online at tulsalibrary.org/events or email register@tulsalibrary.org, and you'll get a Zoom invite. Now, has anyone read the book White Fragility? Raise your hand if you read White Fragility, heard of White Fragility. Okay, Katie has. Anybody else? Rosemary, W's iPhone. Lance. Okay, so Robin DiAngelo is a New York Times bestselling author. And she joins us to discuss her book, White Fragility, Why It's So Hard for White People to Talk About Racism. It's been described by author Michael Eric Dyson, who is a well-known African-American spokesperson or commentator, as a vital and necessary and beautiful book. White Fragility has played a key role in the growing anti-racism movement. DiAngelo examines the way white fragility reinforces racist structures and strives to equip readers with strategies for engaging in constructive cross-racial dialogue. So there'll be a Q&A to follow. We're very pleased to have her join us. That is again, tulsalibrary.org/events. And you can reach it at register@tulsalibrary.org. So there are many events coming up. Now there's a guy named Jason Reynolds who also is coming up. He's the winner of the 2021 Ann Zarrow Award for Young Readers Literature. He's a New York Times bestselling author of All American Boys. Anybody read All American Boys? Anybody? I encourage you to read it. It's a really good book. It's for a young adult and middle grade audiences. As a Black, he's written it with a white man named Brendan Kiely, Kiely. He says, as a Black man and a white man, both writers and educators, we've came together to co-write a book about systemic racism and police brutality and how they affect the lives of young people in America in order to create an important, unique, and honest work that would give young people and the people who educate them a tool for having these difficult but absolutely vital conversations. That's what he said. And that's again, I'll bet if I ask you if you know what the library's website is, it's what? www.tulsalibrary.org. But this one is /Zarrow Award if you want to get more details. There also is an important book coming up, an interview with someone named Hannibal Johnson. Hannibal Johnson wrote a book called Black Wall Street 100. It's a live interview with none other than Keith Jemison. Keith, where are you? Is Keith here still? There you
I'm
are.
right
Keith,
here. I heard my name. I had my volume down. I'm sorry.
Keith, tell us about that interview you're going to have with Hannibal Johnson.
Yeah, I'll be happy to tell you about that. You've probably heard Hannibal Johnson's name. He's written several books. He's written books about Oklahoma's historic all-Black towns, Acres of Aspiration, and he's also written books about Black Wall Street and some other books, motivational books. The program that I'm going to get to do a live interview with Mr. Hannibal Johnson, who is a scholar. He's a Harvard Law graduate, and he is an expert on the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. And he has put together a wonderful book titled Black Wall Street 100. And we'll be doing a live interview with him on Tuesday, March 2nd at 6 p.m. So contact the library, or you can get one of our brochures, or go to our webpage at tulsalibrary.org, and you can register for the program. He'll address the psychological and the historical trauma left by the devastation of the unfortunate massacre, and also the resilience of an extraordinary entrepreneurs who lost so much during that time and how that community came back. His book goes even further and deals with contemporary times and what kind of organizations that have come about to help to heal and restore Greenwood and to bring back the emphasis Greenwood had on the economic thriving community that it once was. And so I invite you to join us for Black Wall Street 100 live interview with author Hannibal B. Johnson. That's Tuesday, March 2nd at 6 p.m. Contact the library so you can register for that virtual. We will have a Q&A too after we do a little interview there, so you can ask all kind of questions.
Okay, for round one, these are not in order because I don't have that kind of capability right now. It's too long. Booker T. Washington, 695 points. Edison, 445 points. Crossover High School, 545 points. Bixby High School, 140. In middle school, Riverfield, 690 points. Crossover Middle School, 345 points. In our community teams, our blended team, 635, YMCA 620, Restoration 325, and TCCL 430. Okay, I'm putting up the screen with the round two passcode. Then away we go. Booker T. Washington, total of 1,325 points. Edison High School, 895 points. Crossover High School, 785 points. Bixby High School, 250 points. Crossover Middle School, 485 points. Riverfield Middle School, 1,470 points. In our community teams, we have blended with 1,335 points, YMCA with 1,200 points, and TCCL with 850 points. So first place in high school, Booker T, second place, Edison, third place, Crossover. Middle school, first place, Riverfield Country Day School, second place, Crossover. First place in our community teams, blended, and second place, YMCA, third place, Tulsa City County Library. Congratulations to our winners.
All right.
Give yourselves a round of applause. If I can have a representative from each of our top 3 teams stick around after we log out, we will talk about getting your prizes and trophies to you, okay? Thank you all for coming. I know it was weird because it was virtual.
We do thank you for coming and for participating, for studying, and now you understand more about the 1921 race massacre than you probably would have recalled otherwise. And that's a good thing about having the African American Heritage Bowl. We thank you for each school that has participated. We thank you for each person who studied and put the time in. We thank you for your patience as we counted up the points. It's our first time doing this. Thank you so much, Adrienne. We now have it down. We know how to do this the right way. And so we say, please participate again next year, and we will have worked out. This went rather smoothly, I think, for our first time doing this virtually and working with Kahoot. So you all take care. And again, those who are in the first, who are the winners, stay on the phone, on the screen, so we can talk to you about how to pick up your prizes. Your Amazon Fire tablets for the first place winners are here, and we'll discuss how your leaders can come and pick those up. There are four for each winning team member. I mean, each winning team, high school and junior high. I'm done. Take care.